We've all heard about the gig economy, but what does it really mean to work a gig? To gig, verb, is defined as to perform, to play, to make music. But when we apply this definition to work, it takes on a whole new meaning. To work a gig is to do a specific job for a specific company at a specific time for a specific rate of pay. And then once that job is done, you move on to the next one. You could be a barista one day, a delivery driver the next, and a food delivery person the next. There are over 57 million gig workers in the United States alone, which represents 36% of the country's entire workforce. That's almost 1 in 3 Americans who are participating in the gig economy. But why exactly are so many people turning to the gig economy? Well, for some it's the freedom and flexibility that it offers. For others, it's the only way they can make ends meet. Take, for example, a recent college graduate who took out $27,000 of student loans to get their degree. After graduation, they start working for a tech company at $55,000 a year. Now, student loan payments typically start 6 months after you leave school. And if our recent grad works for a tech company, they likely have access to an employer-sponsored retirement plan, which is great, but there's a catch. The company doesn't offer health insurance, so our recent grad has to purchase a plan through the marketplace, which on average costs $6,890 a year. Add in expenses like transportation, food, and rent, and it's easy to see how quickly that $55,000 a year salary can disappear. Now imagine if that same grad had the option to work remotely for a different tech company that offers a similar salary and benefits, but is located in a low cost of living area. Suddenly, that $55,000 goes a lot further, and if they're able to negotiate for a higher salary based on their new location, well, that's just the cherry on top. But not everyone has the option to work remotely, and not every job can be done outside. For those who don't have the luxury of time and money, the gig economy might be the only way to make ends meet. According to a recent study, the average hourly wage for a US worker in the gig economy is $19.74. That's higher than the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, but lower than the current federal poverty level of $14.55 an hour for a full-time worker. So is the gig economy really all that it's cracked up to be? For some, yes. For others, it's a necessary evil. But one thing's for sure, the gig economy is here to stay. As more and more people enter the workforce, the competition for traditional jobs will continue to increase, which means that the gig economy will continue to grow.